Hi everyone, welcome to Fourshade Studio podcast, episode 5. I'm Devin Devon, and joining me as usual are Blake Bodenhammer and Brock Ferguson.
Hey.
And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Smash Ultimate and some Katamari stuff. So, what's up? What have you guys been doing?
Smash is awesome.
Yeah, that's a given. It
That's
has
a given.
ultimate in the name.
It's ultimate. It's awesome. It's radical.
Okay, podcast over.
That's all you need to know. Yeah, it's been really fun. It's mostly just been Blake and I playing, and I think we played with Brock a little bit.
We played a little bit online.
Yeah.
We
It didn't go the best, but
We can save those comments. Get to the good stuff first.
yeah.
Okay, true. Okay, so who are you guys playing as?
Well, I like to play as Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
He's been one of my favorites ever since the N64 version, so I always have to play as him. And it was nice that he was unlocked from the very beginning, because I've heard people who main more recent characters. They're like, well, I'm just playing as these characters right now until I unlock my actual main.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks for them. But I've been mainly playing as Pikachu. I have everyone unlocked at this point, so I can pretty much play as anyone I want. But mainly Pikachu, some Greninja, because I also like him. And yeah, a little bit of Lucas.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I'm one of the people that everything sucks for me right now. Even though I'm, 5 hours into World of Light, I've only got 32 characters or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I main Kirby, as you know, but Kirby
Well, that's
sucks.
good.
Kirby sucks on one-on-ones, so I don't actually main him for any of the modes I'm playing right now. So I've been waiting to unlock Falco, which I still don't have. And on principle, I can't play Fox because Fox is the most annoying character ever, but Falco's better or acceptable because reasons.
Yeah.
And then the same with Lucas. I like Lucas, haven't unlocked him, but I won't play Ness because reasons. But one thing that has been weird, because I have to force myself to play some other characters while I get to unlocking everybody, is I've started playing Mii's Sword Fighter, and he's actually super cool. So,
did you deck out your character? Did you
I didn't even know I
customize
could
it?
until yesterday. So
Oh.
now I'm pretty legit.
Well, yeah,
I think-
I as we were playing through World of Light, we started to unlock a lot of the Mii costumes, so hopefully you'll get something.
Blake made a version of me as a Mii fighter. He made me as Naruto.
Yeah.
I wanted to just have all the Mii fighters not just look super generic, so I just picked Devin's Mii and I put the ninja headband on, and I colored the base color of the costume orange. So every single the sword fighter, the gunner, and then the other one, the boxer one, the brawler.
Yep.
They all basically look the same, but they have the different modes of fighting or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, I primarily play as Zero Suit Samus, and it took a while to get her, but she's really fast and really great, and I like her a lot. And I've been trying to get into Wii Fit Trainer. I don't know, it's just a weird character, and I think it's funny to play as. And then I really like Corrin. I just realized this. I think the whole dragon thing is really cool.
Yeah.
And then there was one other one. What was the other one? I don't remember, but I've been playing mostly as those characters, and it's been really fun. Oh, Simon Belmont. He's so cool. He's so powerful, cool. And he has the longest range ever with his whip. It's so good. So that's who I've been playing as.
One thing that I thought was interesting is like it reminded me of when you were talking about Corrin, is like a lot of people that didn't get the DLC for the last Smash, like these characters are like new to them. So like
Oh, that's true.
Corrin and like Bayonetta and all that, like I'd like played with them like a fair amount like in the other version. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like I pretty much know these characters. And then like other people like they have like a whole different spin on it because they're basically new for them.
Right. I
Which-
completely forgot about that.
Yeah. So it's just interesting. Like these are like a whole new set of characters that aren't even like treated as like newcomers, you know?
Right. Right.
So a lot
Yeah.
of the gripes I've heard from other people are that like there isn't that much new content. But for
Right.
me, like that's exactly the boat I'm in. There's so many things that I did not play much of in other games or didn't play other games. So specifically those DLC characters.
Mhm.
By the time those came out, I was done with Smash 4 just because I didn't really have anything to do. Like I'm not someone who collects all the trophies or does any of that. I just play Smash Battles and yeah, just to play Smash. So yeah, none of those later DLC characters did I buy, so those are all new to me. And then specifically all of the Smash for 3DS stages are completely new to me, and they all look awesome.
Right.
So I've got an extra like 10 stages or whatever that I've never seen before.
Right.
And those are completely new for me, and that fulfills all of the newness I really needed out of the game, because I mean all the characters and stages that are existing I like already, so
Right.
it's just like a bonus to me.
I was kind of like, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and even like the not so new stuff, but was present in some of the older games that hasn't been around in a while, like Pichu or something. It's just really nice to see again, and
Yeah, or
it
like,
almost
Ice
feels
Climbers.
new. Yeah, exactly.
Young Link looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's going to become one of my mains because him
Right.
and his stage, I forgot what it's actually called, but his stage is fantastic.
Like the Majora's Mask one.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
the Zora place.
yeah.
Kirby's the Fountain of Dreams. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That stage looks so good. I loved that stage when I first saw it. Like in was it the original Smash Brothers game?
That was in May.
No. Okay, well, when I saw it there, I thought it was great, and it just looks so beautiful now.
Yeah. It's like
I love
it's
it.
like all the like reflective textures are like
Yeah.
super good.
Yeah. So just like even seeing old stages revamped like that is a nice new experience for me.
Right.
I think
One thing I was gonna say about before I forget about like the 3DS stuff that you were talking about earlier is I got the 3DS version, but it was one of those things where they released the 3DS version like I can't remember like a month early or something.
Yeah.
Before it came out on the Wii U. So I remember playing some of those stages, but it's like as soon as the Wii U version came out, like I didn't waste any more time like on the 3DS. I jumped straight to the Wii U. So like even me who like had the 3DS version, like I didn't play it as much obviously as the Wii U version, so the stages still seemed kind of new. So that was just kind of like a bonus.
Right. And the ones on 3DS, a lot of them rely on having different art styles.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like there's the F-Zero stage is
Mhm.
in an NES style.
Yeah.
The Kirby stage is Kirby, like
Yeah,
original
yeah.
Kirby style. There's a Pac-Man stage. Those I absolutely adore, like more than any of the other stages that are just, places in their games. The ones that
Right.
have the art style of a certain game, those are my favorite.
Yeah.
And that's only been heightened actually by accidentally turning on Stage Morph and getting to go
Oh, yeah,
between
yeah.
like
See,
just
that
the
I haven't
battlefield
I
form.
haven't done Stage Morph yet, so I'm like
Oh,
excited to try it.
I absolutely love it because I love chaos. But even if you just set it to like battlefield or
Mhm.
Omega form, it like doesn't mess you up at all, and you still get to see the
Right.
different styles like
Right.
flipping out, and that's super cool.
I can't remember, can you stage morph between stages that have different layouts of like platforms and things?
Yeah, I think you can stage morph between like literally
Anything?
anything. But
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
Okay.
Hmm.
When we
like
did it,
when
it was
you
Battlefield.
oh, it was Battlefield. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there is going to be some sort of like limitation because like how could you go from like Hyrule Castle to like Battlefield or something?
So it basically you either get super lucky or it doesn't affect you at all because the stage you're on like drops and the one that's coming up comes up at the same time. So if you're falling off the edge of the stage, it's possible you'll get caught by the other stage that's
To
coming
like save you.
place it. Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
hilarious
cool.
when it happens. And then so everybody just gets, I mean, the platforms underneath them get replaced, right? So
Right. Okay. Yeah. So like so like if you were on like Hyrule Castle and two people were on like opposite sides of the map, it would like scale down so that they're on opposite sides of like the Battlefield stage or something.
from what I can tell, yeah, the scale all the stages are scaled the right way, so
Okay.
you're not
Yeah.
like standing
Cool.
on nothing. And either way, it's like the transition in the Castle Siege stage.
Oh,
You know
okay.
how
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
second there, you can be anywhere,
Right.
and it lets you find.
There's like that falling animation or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So-
cool.
When I played, there was never anybody that just like fell off the face of the earth because
Right.
the stage changed and there wasn't a platform there.
That's the one thing that I was like worried about because if and I guess if that's not the case, like that makes it awesome because you can just literally go from stage to stage.
Right. So yeah, that feature's been a dream for me.
That is cool. Like what you were saying about the stages being in like their original art style. I remember when Game & Watch first got added in like his stage. I was like, this is so different from anything because it was on like the little handheld like Game & Watch system.
Right. When you
And, like-
press pause, it showed the whole thing, and you
Yeah,
could change
it was
the
like
camera.
actually like 3D, and you could like see like it felt like you were actually holding like a device,
Yeah,
which I thought was awesome.
their stages are the best.
So like, how far? You said how many characters do you have at this point?
I think I'm at 32 or so. I'm right at half.
Right. I kept like as we would unlock them, I kept like thinking, like, oh, okay, we have as many as like I would think Melee had, or Brawl had,
Yeah.
and like just like as we got more and more, I was just like, geez, how many characters have we gotten to at this point?
So I tried to make it a rule when I went over to a friend's to play this that had unlocked all of the characters to only play the characters I've unlocked.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I like revealing like how the character plays to myself, like
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
I go, right?
Mhm.
But the first time I started up the game and I saw the whole character select screen, like it was a literal
Yeah.
wow. Even though I've seen screenshots of this for what a month
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
it's still freaking ridiculous once
Right.
it's all there. Like
Well, that's
there's
what-
no other way to put it.
Like with even with the stage select, there's like 100 something stages, and it's like they're so if you're like a newcomer, it's the image of the stage is so tiny. It's just like how do you even know like what
Right.
you're getting yourself into? So at that point, I feel like it's like almost getting out of hand a little bit, but you can't complain that there's stages, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, this game wasn't really made for newcomers either. Like, it's a culmination of all the other Smash games at this point, and it's made for like fan servicey reasons. So if you are a newcomer, then I mean that sucks that you can't see what the stage is going to be. But most likely, you're not going to be a newcomer, and you know what each stage is.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
So,
like,
like, World of Light, how far are you into that?
so at this point, I've only unlocked probably 20 characters in World of Light or so. It's much
Okay.
less than the whole
Yeah.
game. And I've
Yeah.
uncovered the entire left side of the map. There's like a chasm on the right side that's blocking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm 5 hours in, like I said, and not going fast. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think I've got the gist of it by now.
Do you like the spirit battles? Like, what do you think about them?
I don't hate them, which I think I said in the last one, it was stupid and I don't understand the point.
That's kind of how I was, but now I'm very opposite. I'm like, I enjoy them actually.
I do enjoy that some of them do take strategy. You cannot just go into all of them mindlessly and win every time.
Right.
I've texted you a couple of times about like 10 different ones that throw
Yeah.
fits because
Yeah.
they're so hard, which is great because there are 10 other ones that I can do just because I know what I'm doing. But those would also be hard if you didn't know what you were doing at all. And
Yeah.
I appreciate that's not just, a waltz in the park, which I kind of expected it to be.
I'm like, at first, I don't know what it was, but maybe I just wasn't understanding their vision for it. But to me, being like, I feel like I really understand where they're going with all of this now. Because I mean, they said it from the beginning that this was like in place of characters that they couldn't add to the game. Like, this is your chance to kind of play against some of these characters and have like these fights that you could just like imagine in your head. And I actually think it does like a pretty good job of doing that. Like, obviously they're not going to have like thousands of characters, but if they could like reskin like whatever King K. Rool to be Snorlax, then that's just like cool now. Like, I guess I like took me actually playing it to realize like how cool it is.
Personally, I still don't get that. Like, every
Yeah.
once in a while, there will be one that'll recognize the character and say, "Oh, okay, I see what they're trying to do."
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for me, it's still, this is a battle I need to win.
True.
I don't care about who they're miming, I guess. But I do have a couple friends who have talked about picking their spirits and how they have teams that are based around series or characters that they like,
Oh, that's
which
cool.
isn't 100% their point. So I know people are playing it that way and it's good for them. That's just not how I've ever taken it. I
Yeah.
auto pick my spirits. I don't care at all what they are. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to play Smash.
Well, it's like some of the games that I haven't played that you're doing spirit battles against characters from them. That's where it loses some of its like novelty, because it's like I'm not familiar with this character, so I don't really know how their fighting style works or like what the spirit battle's even trying to reference. So it's just like, yeah, it just turns into a random like CPU battle basically.
Right.
Because like a lot of these characters, it's just like, oh, it's like a protagonist with a sword, like kill him. Okay, cool. Like, I don't get anything from that.
Yeah.
But the ones that I actually do recognize and I understand like why the rule set is the way it is like awesome.
I guess the ones I particularly enjoy are when it's a character that has a move that integrates, like, integrates the other character, the spirit, I guess.
Right.
So, like, I think one is an umbrella. I forgot which game it was from or whatnot. But so they repeatedly have Peach use her up B and float down the umbrella. So it says like character favors special move or something.
Right. Yeah.
Up. And then they use the move that has that character repeatedly. I kind of think those are fun.
Yeah, I like those. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like, it was like charging Chuck from the Mario universe was like the spirit, and it was like, I think it was Wario. Like doing his, I think, side special where he's like charging at you, because like that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, like those are just like awesome to me.
Devin, you have any favorites?
Oh, I haven't played much of the Spirit mode. I've mostly just been watching Blake, and he had this combination where it was Bowser and some spirit that enhanced like your kicking attacks, and so he was just like one-hitting every single person because Bowser's side smash is a kick. So
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I like found some combinations that I feel like are almost too OP. Like I got Bowser, who's obviously like a heavy hitter, as like my main character. And then I found I can't remember what it is, but it's a Mario enemy. It's like a little white flower, like snaps at you from the ground. And that's actually one of the spirits that you can enhance or evolve or whatever. And if you evolve it, it turns into PD Piranha, which you start the battle, I think it's like 20 seconds in as if you have like a super mushroom, so you're giant. Which that I'm pretty sure makes you do more damage.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't ever realize that before. I just thought you were larger so you could hit like people easier. And like Devin was saying, I have like that allows two other going crazy. That allows like two other like minor spirits, and I have those just focused on like his like side smash, the kick, the drop kick.
Yeah.
So literally like I can basically one hit or two shot some of these battles, which is like it's enjoyable because as you play through spirits, there's just like an insane amount of battles, and I got to the point where I was just like, I want to see the ending of this. Like I like kind of the novelty wore off after a while.
Yeah.
So it was nice in that way that I could just kind of progress quickly, but at the same time, I kind of felt almost bad in a way for doing it because I was like, this isn't like how I should be playing it. But I mean, if they give you the opportunity, why not?
Yeah, I'd 100% agree with that. I think part of the reason that I suck is because I haven't been really thinking about my spirits. I'm sure I could be a lot more efficient with it.
Well, like for a while, I was just doing what you said. I just auto-picked because, I mean, it picks you a good team, like everything that counters whatever the stage hazards are.
Right.
But yeah, it got to the point where like I stayed with this combination even when there were stage hazards that should have like killed me, but since I killed the other character so quickly, it didn't matter. So I was like, I don't really like that too much.
Right.
But there should be some sort of like difficulty, but oh well. I mean I did play it on the normal difficulty. I guess if I wanted it harder, I could have ramped it up to hard, but I thought it was challenging, just the normal. It was a good learning curve, so I didn't have any problems with it.
I'm doing normal right now just because I pretty much do everything normal. I don't have the time or the patience to do hard. But I do plan on, once I beat it on normal, to start a file on hard, just to have something to do when I'm bored. I can play some spirit battles because they will still be fun the second time, and if I'm not trying to grind through to get all the characters, which I think is kind of the problem that people are seeing right now. The mode wasn't made to grind through in 3 days. It was made to be there as something else to do, right?
Right.
And that's not how people are playing it because it's tied to unlocking characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll age a lot better in that way, and I'll probably enjoy having a file on hard after I beat it on normal.
Well, and it's cool that like it's something different than just battling against like level 9 CPUs or something. Like you could set it to hard mode and it could be sort of like that, but like so many different variations of that.
Yeah.
And I mean like alone, World of Light honestly could be like its own game with how much, like maybe not how much depth there is, but how long it takes to beat. I can't remember how long I told you it took me. I texted you, but it was like, I want to say like 30 hours.
That's what I've heard.
That's like a decent game length.
Yeah, it really is.
So yeah, I don't really know how much else there is to talk about. It's really fun. I've beaten it. I've gone through the entire World of Light. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to talk really about it because I don't want to spoil it. But there is lots of cool stuff at the end. If I would like highly recommend beating it. Like, don't just like leave this unbeaten if you're a Smash fan, because like at the end there's so much fan service, and if you've played Smash, you'll love the ending. So don't sleep on this.
I have been actually disappointed that I haven't seen any more CGI cutscenes and how far I've been from the first one, because the first one's just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's not a ton. I think there's maybe like 3 or 4 total, but the CGI cutscenes are like some of the best parts of it.
Yeah.
So what else? You guys want to talk about classic mode at all?
Sure.
Yeah, so I've done some by myself, but we've also done like multiplayer classic mode.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's fun. I mean, it feels like classic mode from the older games, with the exception that you're not always fighting Master Hand at the end, which I thought was kind of interesting.
I thought that was weird.
And sometimes it doesn't feel like it's a finale or something. I don't know. Like, some of the bosses are just weird, just because I expect Master Hand the whole time. But one of the bosses is so hard to do with just one person. It's when Ganon. It's the Ganon one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's so hard to do when it's just one person. Blake and I, because you have to hit its tail to defeat it, and Blake and I just like split up and have one person on one side of the screen and the other person on the other side, just so like we can get a hit on the tail, because otherwise it turns so often and it's so big you can't even like jump over it for the most part. So that one's really hard to do by yourself, but I don't know, I think it's pretty fun. I like it. It's just like a thing to do and get experience and coins or whatever.
Yeah.
So
for me, at least, classic mode's always been like, when I'm bored of level 9 battles, I go and do that, right?
Right.
But it's always been mindless. I appreciate this time, since it's different per character, I have an incentive to do it for every character.
That is something that I thought was cool that they changed.
Yeah.
That like there's different routes you take, and that all the battles are themed to that character.
Right. And like Kirby, I like how there's just a bunch of food that drops on the ground.
Yeah. And Mario like takes on all the other series, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the bosses are all, or the couple I've done have been pretty unique. Like,
yeah.
So that's a reason to play with every character. My really only complaint is the stupid game that they put into this, which is completely pointless and a waste of a minute and a half, where you run through and break those blocks.
Yeah.
It's not even hard. It's just a thing.
There's one part at the end that like we cannot figure out how to get to without being swallowed up. It's like right before you jump into the little cannon. You're supposed to go like backwards, and we haven't figured out how to get through that.
Yeah, it's like some characters you have to like hit these red blocks that explode the wall, but they're like up above. So it's like some characters I feel like can hit them easily, but then others I haven't figured out a good way to trigger them. So it's like, who knows if it's possible? I'm sure it is, but
yeah.
But yeah, like that whole stage is just kind of, it's growing old, honestly. Like the more I play it, I'd much rather them have like
hit the target.
Yeah, break the targets or like
or the platforms.
Yeah.
Back.
Like this was definitely like the race to the finish thing that they had, but it's like that was almost my least favorite out of any of the modes from the previous ones. So
Yeah.
but it's fine. I mean, like it's a good way to kind of like
It's a
de-stress.
rest.
Yeah, it's like a rest between like before the final battle.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, they definitely revived it, made it something new and fun, I think.
Right. I mean, like, at least it's different from Race to the Platform in that, like, you're collecting something. So it's kind of like there's a point system. It's not just like time. There's at least a different element to it.
Yeah. I guess for me, like, I never cared about points or really anything.
Yeah, I don't either. Because it's so, like, especially in Smash Brothers, it's so, like, I feel like that's the last thing you care about. It's like,
Do you ever know why you get points?
Yeah, it's like, well, and it's like, on classic mode, you know how once you beat it, you go to the character select screen and it shows you like your high score. It's like I don't care. Like I care that I beat it and I have like a little emblem that shows that I beat it. I'm sure some people care, but it's like to me that's not the point.
Yeah, I feel there's kind of really little return in terms of like collecting stuff like that. I don't know, because just the main point is being able to like battle with your friends. That's like the main point of Smash Brothers, and not like there's not skins or like anything you can really get in return for the points. Like I know they give you gifts at the end, but they're not really anything. They're spirit related, and I don't use spirits when I'm just fighting with like Blake or someone. So
right,
it's true. I did like how they changed the credits though. Like you actually have a reason to go through it now.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the better credit shooting games.
Right. Yeah. I think it, like, because I don't think in any of the other ones they've tied rewards to it.
You got extra coins, I think, in Melee.
Oh, okay, yeah. That does sound familiar. So yeah, I thought that was cool. At least, like, people aren't probably going to read the names, but it gives you more of an incentive not just to skip past it and give kind of those people the credit, you know, for making such a great game.
And I don't know about you, but I always play the credit game because I think it's fun. I never even cared whether I got a score or whatnot. I just do it.
Yeah, yeah. We've like recently, like whenever we beat classic mode, I've just been getting like the first or second gift and then just skipping the rest. Just I don't know, because I don't want to wait another minute or whatever it takes to get the rest of them. But I'll get the quick 1 or 2 presents.
Fair enough. That's why it's there, so you can skip it if you want to, or be me and play it.
Right.
Just another thing.
So I think while playing World of Light, you fight against some of the same bosses that you do at the end of classic mode. So I think I have seen all of the bosses. Again, I won't talk about them too much, just because I know people still haven't experienced them themselves. But there's actually quite a few different ones. Because from the old games, there was like Master Hand, there was like Giga Bowser, Crazy Hand. I honestly don't remember too many other, besides like the special like subspace bosses and things like that.
Right.
But yeah, like there's actually quite a few different ones. I'm gonna say there's like 5 or 6. So I don't know if there's any more than that. I don't know if there's any extra ones that aren't included in World of Light that are just kind of designated to classic mode. But there's like a huge variety of bosses, which I thought was awesome. And like when we were playing through classic mode and we got our first kind of like special boss, I was actually like surprised because our first character, I can't remember who it was, but we fought Master Hand, so I was like, okay, this is normal.
Yeah.
Then I think the second one was like Giga Bowser or something. I was like, wow, holy crap, like we're doing this already? Okay. Does each fighter have like a special boss?
Right.
So I don't know, I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, I especially like it just when it's a character that you can't play or isn't normally in Smash. It's
Right.
way to extend the crossover nature of it.
Right. So what do you think about like unlocking characters, only starting with the original 8 and then having to do whatever method to unlock the rest?
I'm 100% for it. I know already that I've played this game more because of it. And even though it's annoying right now, I don't have all of the characters. I feel like that's my fault and I need to play the game more, and that's perfectly fine. It makes it fun. And there's so many, and you do get them so rapidly that it's almost, it reminds me of the moons in Mario Odyssey, where it's just kind of like
Yeah.
there's so much reward and feedback that it's never annoying. I haven't felt like I'm grinding to get characters, even though I'm only halfway there. I'm just like, yeah, I've got this guy. Yeah, I've got this guy.
Yeah, I like that you have to kind of work for it. And I mean, when we were unlocking characters, it was always exciting to like see the silhouette on the screen, be like, "Oh, we love that character."
Who's
Yeah.
that
Who's that?
character?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I really like it, and I like that there's so many to do that with. It just is constant reward, I guess. So it's really nice. I like it.
And I like the mystery of like you do something, you do like classic mode, let's say, and like almost every single time after you beat classic mode, you're gonna have to fight a character to try to unlock them. So it's like I just like the mystery going into it, being like, okay, who am I gonna get next? Am I gonna get like a character I'm really good with, a character that I suck with, a new character, an old character? Because like to me, I haven't really found any sort of method to it. Like it just seems random.
So for classic mode, people have actually released like a chart. It's
Okay.
a little
Okay.
chart. This character unlocks this one,
Okay.
which I haven't looked at all because I like the feeling that you're describing. Of
Yeah.
just,
I didn't look. We just unlocked as we went.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't see any of that. That would have been kind of a buzzkill for that.
Yeah.
I've also heard people are like saying, well, if you set it to everybody starts with 99 damage and you can run the screen, you can play 100 battles in 20 minutes and get these characters. It's no fun. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw like so many videos where it's like hacks to get characters quickly. Set your time to match time of 1 second. I was just like,
yeah,
that's stupid.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how much I missed it because they didn't have you unlock them in 4. And
That's what I was trying to remember because I feel like in Brawl you had to do kind of the same thing. You had to unlock like a good amount of them.
Yeah, but you definitely started with way more than you do here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just that that dopamine rush of like your reward so frequently. It's just like you can't not love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually, I did like going after I'd unlock a character. I'd always go back to the character select screen just to see what it looked like.
That's what I did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's part of me found it hilarious that it'd have like the original 8 and that'd have like
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Because like just looking at the original 8 within like the Smash Ultimate interface just looked really strange to me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this just doesn't look right. It's so few characters. And then like, yeah, exactly what you were saying. One of my first characters that I unlocked was like Sonic. So I was like, this is weird looking. I need more to fill this out.
Yep.
I need like more of what came in between Sonic and these original 8.
Yeah.
Right. Because I haven't figured out how it puts characters in order.
I was trying to
when you
figure
don't
that out
have
too.
all of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seems completely random. So you'll have Sonic in the middle of a bunch of people that make no sense, and that's
what I was wondering. I was wondering if like somehow they like created some sort of algorithm to like place characters. But I was like, do they spend that much time going into that, or do they not? Like, who knows?
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a good change. I hope it stays around again.
Right. Like the way that I feel like I unlocked the majority of the characters, like at first we just like the very first thing we did was we tried classic mode, and obviously once you beat it, you have a character fight. So we got quite a few doing just that. And then the majority, I feel like we just played through World of Light, and I didn't realize at first that once you unlocked a character in World of Light, that you actually got them in just all the other modes.
Right.
So I got just a handful that way, characters that I didn't have that I unlocked in World of Light were available. But what I would do is I would play like World of Light for a little bit, do like a couple battles, and then I would save, and then I would like go out of World of Light, and that would always trigger a battle. So like I just did that the first time or first couple times just kind of randomly, but then once I figured that out, that's how I got a majority of the characters. I was just like, okay, I'll play some World of Light a little bit. Oh, now I feel like unlocking the character.
Yep.
So
That's exactly how I've been doing it, and I like that way the best because it's a completely random chance, it seems like.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what you're going to get.
Right. So yeah, that's, I guess how you were saying that in classic mode you can unlock certain characters, people have already figured that out. I feel like if you want it random, doing like that World of Light method is kind of a way to get it more random. Who knows if there is any sort of way that they can pick and choose which character you unlock. Or I feel like if you just play, just battle people, you know?
Yes.
Just like the normal, like, one-on-one battle or something against someone. I feel like that unlocks random characters as well.
Yeah, that's how I got my first 10 or so, actually, just playing Smashes.
Yeah.
So actually makes me want to back up from all of this. Like, when I got home and first got the chance to play it 5 days after it released and everybody else had been playing it, I turned on the game to play one Smash just to feel the game for the first time, see how it was different, because I'm not competitive by any means, but I definitely recognize the differences between all the Smash games and have my preferences because of just how the gameplay changes.
Right.
So yeah, I did my standard pick Kirby, pick random, level 9, and play. First of all, normally I can take care of a level 9 with no problem whatsoever. I got my butt handed to me, 3 stocks to none by a level 9, which I really appreciated because that's what I end up doing in game. I just play level 9 computers. So I'm glad that the AI seems better than it ever has been.
What do you think do you think it's the AI? Do you not think you're not rusty or anything?
I mean, part of it was rust, yeah, but I got literally no hits in at all, is the thing.
Yeah.
Do you disagree after playing?
No, like, yeah, I definitely had some battles that the CPU is like super unforgiving. Like, like the AI is definitely like top notch here.
But yeah, the second thing I noticed after just doing some battles with the original characters, what I enjoy the most is that the difference between character movement is more pronounced than ever, I think, in this game. So controlling Kirby feels completely different than controlling Fox or Ness or whatnot. Just them moving side to side feels different to me, and I guess that makes playing new characters even more fun, if you ask me.
Right.
Even further than like learning their moves and whatnot, just the way they move is so different that you have to learn that. And I enjoy that fact that playing a new character does feel different.
I definitely noticed that, like, because when I was like first playing as Bowser, his like just his whole like physics that surrounds him feels so much different than another character. Like what you were saying, like just the way they move, you can like almost feel like the impact that your inputs have, and like just like how precise they feel. I feel like this game feels much more precise than the others. just with your movements.
Right. You notice anything, Devin?
I mean, I'd have to agree with that. It definitely feels different playing like Zero Suit Samus as opposed to like Olimar or something like that. Yeah, no, I agree with what you guys are saying.
The other thing I've noticed with playing Kirby, like Kirby never has many changes except for his neutral A, I guess, changes every once in a while, his dash attack. But every single change I've seen with a character has made a move at least more useful or more relevant, I guess. Like for the
Right.
longest time, Kirby's dash attack, it was a fireball in Melee. That was terrible. It was so slow, it was useless. They switched it to a little spinning kick for like a couple games. In this game, they went back to the fireball.
Yeah.
Now that fireball is super useful, and I use it all the time, even though I
Yeah, I
couldn't get
noticed
that move
that.
in Melee.
Like, yeah, they like fine-tuned the timing so that now it's like actually relevant.
One move that has changed that I really liked is Zelda's down B. It's so good. So it used to be like she turned into Sheik, and then
Oh, they did change that.
yeah, and
We're losing Devin, but I'll explain what she's saying.
Phantom,
like we lost you for a second.
Oh, okay. Well,
Zelda's
so
down
like,
B?
right. So I used to change her into Sheik. Then Sheik became a character, and I don't remember what her down B was then, but now it's like a Phantom, like Knight or whatever, and you can charge it to make it like the more full body of armor or whatever. And it's so good. It's really good. And I feel like Zelda in general is just like better and has harder hits than she did in
That's
past
what I
games.
thought. Like I felt like I experimented with her a little bit, and I definitely feel like she's kind of a harder hitter. Like people are probably going to be like, "You're stupid," that are more in the know, but like just that's what she feels like from like a casual standpoint. And like I feel like that down B move can definitely like set up more combos and stuff than it used to. Because like I think you press down B and like different pieces of armor start like flying in and creating this knight. And if you I think press down B again, that's what triggers the action of the knight like attacking with a sword. But if you press it the second time too early, the knight doesn't have all the armor pieces, so he's missing like the sword or something, so it doesn't even hit at all. So I feel like that can definitely.
I don't think that's right. So.
Well, that's what I thought it was. I mean, I could be wrong.
From me playing with her, you just press down B, and depending on the length, it'll attack sooner. So if it's just like a quick down B, if you're like in a hurry, it won't be a full suit of armor, but it does hit, and it hits immediately.
Yeah, I
it's
thought
just
like it didn't hit. Because like I feel like I pressed it for like 1 second, and it was just like the boots, and then it just like disappeared. So I don't know.
Mine never disappeared. It would always like go forward and hit someone, and it wouldn't hit as hard. But then like if you did down B and charged it all the way and you got the full suit of armor, it doesn't attack right away. It takes a second and then it attacks, but it's like a harder hit.
But either way, like
somewhere in between, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
either way, like it can still set up like other things, because like you can like set up the suit of armor and then like get some hits in, and then like the suit of armor will come in like delayed. So that's definitely cool.
Yeah, I often will like jump out of the way of someone hitting me because I never can get out of the way too quickly, but and then it'll hit them as they're trying to attack. So I like it. I like that attack a lot.
Yeah, a couple others I've noticed, like Fox's Blaster, just as neutral B, it fires much faster than it did before, and it still does no knockback, but at least it fires fast enough that's useful to pick up a few extra points of damage by using it. Jigglypuff's Rest actually puts people asleep long enough for you to hit them, which for the longest time that wasn't a thing. Somehow you could use Rest
I couldn't
and
ever figure out. Yeah, I couldn't ever figure out why Rest was useful, unless you were playing like a 2v2 battle or something.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about sing, not rest.
Oh yeah,
Rest,
yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in the last game I couldn't even put people to sleep. I'd be like right next to them and it wouldn't work somehow. I'm like, what is the purpose of this?
Yeah.
Right.
But I haven't found any characters that I've seen have been nerfed so hard that I think they're not viable. Like I can tell Kirby actually is probably worse, I think, overall, but they still he whatever still feels viable, and that's all I really care about.
Yeah.
Like in other games there were characters that everybody knew was trash, and don't think anybody's really identified those characters yet because they might not exist.
Right, yeah. I mean, certain ones are definitely going to be better than others, but it'll probably take a while. Yeah, they're still viable. I mean, the pros aren't going to say that, but
we're
just
not
the
pros.
normal people, yeah, they're going to... All the characters are fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Olimar is pretty bad.
Is
I have no idea. There's like
I just
one
don't think
attack.
you understand the Pikmin.
No, okay, that may be true, but also like there's only one or two actions that actually cause damage.
We were like playing and Devin was just like picking Pikmin out of the ground. She's like, I don't like, these aren't attacks. These are calling your Pikmin and picking your Pikmin.
I mean, that's like most of his moves, it seems like. It's like there's one attack where you can throw a Pikmin, and there's a second attack where you call your Pikmin to go attack someone. And then the rest are just like organizing your Pikmin, and it just seems really useless. I don't know. I don't like Olimar very much.
That sounds like a personal problem. That's always been.
Yeah. Have you gotten to play around with any of the new items that are in the game?
So that's another thing I've enjoyed that makes it feel like a new game to me. So many things are dropping that I have no bloody idea what they do.
Yeah, that's how we are.
I haven't spent the time to go look them up. I don't think I ever will because it's kind of funny to just go with it.
Yeah. Like the banana gun, have you gotten that yet?
Yeah. Okay, I know what that does.
That's like super powerful. I like almost wasn't expecting it when I first used it. And like the thing that I thought was really cool is like the little plant that you throw and it sets up like a healing area.
Yeah.
That was super cool. There's like the healing item that you just hold, which is cool. What else? There's some other.
There's like an atomic bomb.
Yeah, the little bomb your guy holds up, and then
I don't know what it does yet, but okay.
I think I want to say it's like
explodes.
Yeah, I want to say the closer you are to it, the more damage you take.
Yeah.
Okay.
Its blast radius is not giant, which is kind of nice, but also like I want it to hit people. So, but
there's the scythe. I want to say like if you're over 100% and you get hit by it, it's just a one-hit kill.
That's what I've heard. I haven't done it yet.
I feel like that happened to me one time, and I was just like, "What?" Like there wasn't any knockback or anything. My character just like disappeared.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I know there's another sword. There's a staff, which to me has just been a sword.
Yeah,
I use most items. Yeah.
Has the fan reappeared? I haven't seen the fan.
I actually haven't seen it.
Okay, if that's the case, I'm about to be real upset. That was my favorite to just spam.
I don't know if it's a item, but one thing another friend gave me the idea of, I have a rule set now that is classic items only. So it's only the items from the first game.
Okay.
So, yeah. Another reason that rule sets are the greatest thing. You just have to spend the time to create them.
Yeah, you just have to make them. I don't know. I haven't seen a fan, which is kind of surprising.
This
isn't
been in every game.
This is Smash Ultimate minus the fan.
It's not Ultimate anymore. Sakurai did me dirty there.
Yeah, he took out the best weapon.
It was the best weapon. You could do so much damage with it.
I don't know about that.
Well, no, you could rack up the damage points and then you just like side smash someone and they die. It was just fun to like troll people with it. I'd always do that to my sister and she'd be like, Devin, stop, drop the fan, please.
Well, it's like the worst weapon to get like a beating with. It's like
I know.
it's a freaking
Can't
fan.
escape. Also, I noticed with the hammer, they lowered the pitch of the music.
So I'm gonna embarrass myself here. I, up until this game, did not realize the hammer is the hammer from the original or from Donkey Kong, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
that
yeah.
Mario has.
Right.
That was lost on me until this game, and why I understood it is because they added the little blue
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that appears when you hit
When you
someone.
hit the barrel or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, yeah.
So
I was like the same way. I didn't realize what game it was from until like definitely later. I've known for a while, but that little graphic that they added, the little bloop or whatever, definitely like makes it more apparent.
yeah, I think they did a lot of things like that. Actually, I noticed Kirby's sucking move now
Hmm.
does the little whirlwind like animation that the games have. It's a lot more
Right.
true to the games, and the pitch is exactly what it is on
Oh,
actual
okay.
Kirby games, not some other sound. So a
Yeah,
lot of characters I think have been modified to be more true to their
that's
game.
cool. That's cool. I didn't realize that Kirby thing. Um, I did notice the hammer though. That was like one of the first things that I noticed. I was like, is this like a different sort of hammer, like a false hammer or something?
Yeah.
Because like how they added in the false smash ball.
Yeah, which I've gotten screwed about so
Yeah,
many times.
I'm like finally starting to figure it out. But like at first I was like, oh, okay, smash ball. Like I'm just so like trained just to start wailing on it.
They've also had the Smash Ball that just sits on the
Sits on the
ground,
ground.
like
Yeah,
super
I
heavy.
was
I
like,
love
what the
that
heck
one.
is this?
Then when you kick it off the stage, it just drops from the top again. Yeah, I
Right.
enjoy that because that causes a
Is
lot
that
more
an
travel.
actual smash ball?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember if I couldn't remember if it triggered like your smash attack or not.
Yeah, I'm not. I thought so. Maybe I'm just dumb.
I wonder if that can appear as a fake one.
I would never notice.
I wouldn't either.
I just remember watching you two. It was when we were playing online together, and it was you two, and I was just watching. And I think you guys were goofing around anyway, but Brock was going after a fake smash ball, and Blake was like, I'm gonna let him get it and just see what happens." And it like ended up killing you or something.
Probably.
Yeah, I at that point I didn't know if he knew what they were yet, so I was like, well, let's have him experience this if he hasn't.
Actually, now that I've seen so many fake Smash Balls, I realize that the logo is supposed to have the cross in the bottom left, not the bottom right. But the bottom right looks better to me, so that's
Oh, I
why I
didn't
go after
I
them.
didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I've only
The
noticed that one of
horizontal is
the
thicker.
bars is thicker. Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
can tell.
So like usually the vertical bar is thicker and the horizontal one is thinner, I think. And they switch that for the
Oh,
fake one.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
fair enough. I'm
I
still
don't
gonna
know.
get the fake
Yeah,
one.
now that I've seen like the thick horizontal bar, I can't unsee it.
Yeah. So you touched on online, which I think is a good segue into the one thing we haven't talked about, which are things we're not satisfied with this
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
So we played what, probably 10 online matches. Only one of
yeah.
them serious because after the first
Right.
one, we both realized that it's just not even worth playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, like definitely not with whatever setup we're using. Like if the Switch was hooked up to like Ethernet or we had better connection, maybe it would be viable, but it was just too laggy. It just not to make it like a fair match.
Right. And I've actually played a couple games with two switches hooked up in LAN play, and
Hmm.
even when the switches are literally right next to each other, there's inexplicable lag with certain moves. Like Pikachu's Thunderbolt lags every time. I have no idea how
That's
or
weird.
why, but it does.
How
So,
was it compared to when we played not LAN?
um, so when we played online, the lag was just everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So you could put in a bunch of controls and it wouldn't even do them because they just got lost in the internet.
Right.
When we played LAN, it was probably every 15 seconds everything would just stop, which
Mm.
for me is better because that means I know like when to stop and I'm not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
wasting.
You can play
And then-
around it a little bit.
Right, exactly. So I could play it. It was playable, but it still was there. And
Yeah.
when the switches are right next to each other, why? How?
Right.
So
I guess for me, maybe we just didn't have the settings right, but I thought it was strange that we could only do like one-on-one with each other. Like, when we were doing multiplayer, we were playing online with each other, it could only be like you and Blake or you and me or
Oh, you're saying we couldn't do like a 2v2 battle
yeah.
online with friends?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a way to do that.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, we were
just
like
haven't
we were
figured it
trying
out.
we were trying to figure that out, but I feel like we couldn't get a good grasp on the settings.
Yeah, of
Because there
course.
was like a free for all, there was a 1v1, and I think there was a 2v2, but I almost feel like you have to have 4 switches.
Huh.
I feel like you couldn't play
Two people on the same
like
one.
yeah, with friends, with 2 people on the same screen.
Which you definitely could in Brawl. I remember that in
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Huh. But yeah,
But I
that's
don't know.
disappointing.
We could have just been choosing the wrong setting, but
Yeah.
And besides that, I have to say the first time I started up the game, I watched the awesome beginning movie.
yeah.
I was let down extremely when once the movie ended, it showed the logo and there was silence. You don't know how much I wanted to hear Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
I didn't even notice that at all. But
Okay, you're trash.
no,
the
but I'm
important
actually
thing.
like kind of disappointed.
Now that you say that, yeah.
Yeah, because like that's true.
They didn't have it in the last game either, so there's precedent, but still.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why'd they get rid of the announcer? That was like I feel like so iconic.
Announcer for Smash. So yeah. Other than that, I have literally nothing else to say that I have been disappointed about.
Yeah, same. Everything's been good except for just when we tried to play online. I played some random people online. It was the same case, and you could tell that other people were having like the same problems because like people would be trying to like recover after you hit them off the stage, and like something that people should be able to easily recover from, it just like looked like it fell or something. Like
Right.
you could tell that the lag was giving them problems, which like I don't want to win that way. It's not fun. So I don't know. Like I saw that they came out with a patch, I think the 0.2 patch or whatever,
Yeah.
which was supposed to aid in matchmaking online, but I don't know if that was saying it was aiding, like you're gonna play people that are closer to your skill level, or that it was saying like we're gonna try to find people that would make it so you have a good connection. So I don't know.
From what I've heard, it's aiding in that you actually get matches with your rules, because that's a big complaint.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody's kind of lumped in, it just prefers people with your same selected rules.
Right.
Before that preference wasn't strong enough, so people were getting still 1v1, 1v1 when they actually wanted a 1v1 or something.
Yeah, I got you. Huh. That is cool though. The one thing that I did like on the online when we were playing it was that you can set up like the arena, and that you can set like who is going to play next in the arena, and there's kind of like this little queue you can put people into. So it's like if you win, you could get booted, or like if you lose, you could get booted. It's just whatever rule set you make, which I thought was cool. It like it just kind of streamlines what I almost like picture as like if people are sitting on a couch, people would make these rules just like organically, and it
Right.
kind of it plans on that, which I thought was smart.
Yeah. It's
But
definitely
yeah.
something that you'd use if the actual game works once you're
Yeah.
in it.
Right. So yeah, you guys want to talk anything else? Big hitting things with Smash?
I'm good.
You want to talk about DLC at all?
Not really, actually. I feel like we should not say anything about any of that.
Okay. Well, there are some leaks. Well, let's talk about the one that's actually confirmed.
There you go.
So, I think it was the night Smash was going to release.
Yeah, at the Game Awards.
At the Game Awards, they showed off. They had kind of this trailer set up that was pretty neat. Joker from Persona 5. It showed him just in his universe in the Persona 5 art style. And I can't remember what happened. It was like he got like a call or something. It's like, hey, you're doing something in Smash, whatever. So that like completely threw me off guard. Because I'd only played Persona 5 a little bit on like PS4, and I would have never guessed that they would have some sort of crossover at all.
Yeah.
So those, I mean, like, it's interesting. I mean, there's definitely a lot of directions that they could go with that character, with like just the whole Persona battle system. So, I mean, but I'm glad that they're adding like characters that I would not even have imagined. I think people are feeling the same way as I am.
Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about Persona 5. I'd never heard of Joker. But I'm excited for it because it's not a guy with a sword, which is my
Right.
number one gripe with
Yeah.
Smash. And it's from a series you wouldn't even expect. So I think that bodes well for the other four characters, right?
Yeah.
It
could
doesn't
be out of
limit them.
nowhere.
Yeah, which
Right.
is exactly what I wanted when I paid my extra $20 or whatever. I don't care if
Yeah.
I know any of them. I want them to be unique and
Same, yeah.
something fun to play. And Joker does look like something I'd like to play.
Yeah, I'm hoping that too. Like, and that is, I'm glad that they revealed him as the first one and not something like more along the lines of like Piranha Plant. Because like when that came out, like that like worried me because I was like, it like opens up characters, like they could make anything a character, but like I don't want it just to be in the Mario universe.
Right.
I wanted them to just like expand out to like just random stuff.
I think together though they expanded even more because Piranha Plant's in a Nintendo universe, but it's a character you would never
Yeah.
pick within Nintendo to become a Smash character. So they've expanded the realm of characters that they'll add in, and then the Persona character expands the universes that they might think about adding in. So now,
Yeah.
like I said, I think it's
Like
completely
any
wide open.
third-party support is like is possible, I guess.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't think about that. But yeah, there are some leaks of the rest of the Fighters Pass. Won't get into it. I mean, it's just leaks for now. We saw how the Grinch leak thing played out, so
That's exactly
now I'm
right.
very cautious about even entertaining the thought of leaks. So, but if the leaks are true, it will be awesome still. If they're not, I'm sure they'll still be awesome. So,
Right.
so what else has been going on? What else have we been playing?
Like 2 seconds of Katamari.
Yeah.
Hey, I did 1 second, so
Oh, that's so true. Excuse me.
yeah. I was excited for this because Katamari, for whatever stupid reasons, the first game I ever saw at someone else's house, I was like, what is that? I want that game. And here I
Yeah.
am 15 years later, and I can finally buy it and play it. And I only played like 2 levels or something, but
Mhm.
it's exactly what I expected in something mindless that is fun. Like, I enjoy it for whatever reason. I'm not even sure why I enjoy it, but I do.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
It's like there's something just so satisfying about like starting with this little guy and you're just rolling these objects onto this ball and just like increasing larger and larger and larger, picking up candies and picking up fruit and picking up like a cat.
Seals.
Yeah. There's something just like satisfying about like the progression of size in that game.
Yeah.
I don't even know why it's so satisfying. It's just like, but it's like.
I feel like it's stress relieving. I don't know, just picking up all these different like things that were going about their day or whatever in the world, and then you just roll them up into this ball. I don't know. Like you render them useless and it's like, gotcha.
That's stress relieving to you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. No.
I just like taking things and constricting them and
no, it's just like I think of it as like, okay, stress. Here's stress out in the world. Let me like harness it and fucking like I don't know. I'm reading too much into it.
You're getting a very different feel for the game than I am.
And there goes the PG rating once again, Devin. Come on.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry. I don't know. I think it's funny. It's weird. And Blake and I have been singing the opening song like forever. So
I'll get you.
Do we get to hear that?
I'll play it. I'll play it over this. I'm not gonna sing it. But yeah, there's just like what it reminded me of, and I know that this is like backwards because Katamari like originally came out, I think, in like 2004, if I read correctly, for the PS2. And this is a remake on the Switch of that original game. It's Katamari REROLL or something. But later on, I remember when the Wii first came out, one of the launch games was that Elebits game. Do you remember us playing that, Brock?
Yeah, you like capture electric things, or
yeah, it's like these little guys. They're called Elebits, and I can't remember exactly the premise, but it was like very similar feeling to me. It's like you either capture enough of these things, and you have like a ray gun, and you can pick up larger and larger items, and like eventually you obviously start off with just like small things, and then you like eventually like at one of the later levels like are picking up houses and things and like finding more and more of these Elebits. Yeah. So it's like playing Katamari. I'm playing it for the first time now, but it reminds me of Elebits, which is obviously like that idea probably stemmed from the original Katamari, which I just think is interesting. That like playing these games like much later than their original release, you're seeing like all the games that the original game influenced that you may have not even realized. So I thought that was interesting. Like just such an obscure like Wii game that I think was like a launch title.
Yeah.
Is very similar to this, which came out like years and years before that even.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, there's really not a ton about this game. It's you roll a ball.
Just roll stuff, yeah.
You roll a ball and it sticks to the ball and you make it bigger and bigger.
It does make me once again want a Super Monkey Ball for the Switch, just because I love Super Monkey Ball and balls and rolling. And
I wonder if that series is like dead or not. Like that kind of makes me sad.
They had one for the Wii. I don't think they had one for the Wii U.
Not that I remember. They had a mobile game. I remember that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Man, monkey baseball, monkey fight, monkey everything.
Well, like, and I feel like with how good the Joy-Cons are with motion control, I feel like they could easily, if they want to do that, they could easily tie in a monkey ball game just to the motion control. Obviously, you could probably turn it off and use the sticks like you did on the GameCube, but that'd just be so awesome. Pray for a remake.
Yeah.
There are, like, in Katamari, though, I was just playing it earlier, and there's, like, such strange things in the world Like, it's super Japanese. Like, just the intro is like the weirdest thing ever. But I was like at a place where there's like cars and bikes like on a road driving around. There's like a guy with like two bikes around his shoulders, and they were just like rotating around his arms. And it's just like, okay, this is like I'm like almost not even fazed by this at this point because that's just the weird stuff that you'll see in that game.
Right.
Or
I think
just
that's part of
like-
the fun.
Or just like some of the little stuff. I remember you were playing a level where you were looking for twins or something,
Yeah,
and you would roll over like a lamppost, and it would be like lamppost, and in parentheses, older sister.
yeah,
And it's just weird.
yeah. So
no-
like a lot of the premise, I guess, that I've come up with so far is like you're trying to create like stars and like constellations. And so like the twins one was you're trying to create one of like the astrological signs constellation, whatever ones has twins, I'm not sure. But because like the one that I did before that, on like the level select is like a globe or like the night sky. It's just like this sphere. And it like I went to the level and it said make Cancer, and I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I had no context at all, so I was like, I don't know. It was just like the weirdest thing. So I went into the level, and like it was like collect all these crabs. Like there's a million crabs. Like you gotta collect them all. That's your goal in this level. And then you collect so many, and then you get like a percentage at the end, and it makes like obviously like the constellation Cancer of the crab. So very strange, very strange concept, but it's very fun.
Yeah, I just particularly enjoy the descriptions of different items because I noticed on that home world or whatever, there's like a journal
Yeah,
where you can look at all the items that you picked up and whatnot. They've got weird descriptions as well.
right. I'm at the point where it seems like as you play through the levels, you're getting bigger and bigger of the things that you can pick up. Because like the first couple levels you could only play for like a couple minutes, but this last level I just played through, I think your time limit was 18 minutes, which gives you enough time to like start really, really small and work your way up. And by the end, I was picking up like buildings and things. When I started off picking up like literally like matchboxes and like thumbtacks and things. So I'm like curious how much larger you're even going to get from that. Because I went into that journal and I don't even have the largest two categories even unlocked. So I know that there's like even more to progress. It's just like crazy. I'm like, what even is this going to be at the end?
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, Katamari's weird. You roll ball, pick stuff
Exactly
up.
what we expected. Very
But
tough.
yeah, it is kind of like mesmerizing. It's very like mindless. You're just like a good stress reliever game.
Yeah.
It is, the controls are a little wonky though at times.
I wonder why they did that. I'm sure those.
Yeah.
But
Because like I always have trouble like turning, just maneuvering at all. Really, it's just difficult. But I feel like I've definitely gotten better. But I feel like I still suck.
yeah, maybe that's just part of the fun. They think it'd be less
Sure.
fun if you just controlling it with
It
a
was
control
precise.
stick.
You know?
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. Well, what else? We got some new Super Nintendo, or not Super Nintendo, NES
I
titles.
wish.
Yeah, I want them to come out with that. Some new NES titles that are. You said they're out already?
Yeah, there should be. It will be by the time you post this. I know that.
Yeah, true. So the December games that are coming out for Nintendo Switches Online are Wario Woods, it's just kind of like a puzzler game, Ninja Gaiden, and Adventures of Lolo. I've never heard of that last one, so I literally have no idea anything about it.
But you've
Played a
heard of
little-
the first two,
I've,
which
yeah,
is
I
better
played a
than
little
normal.
bit. I played a little bit of the first two. I haven't really played too much of Ninja Gaiden. I've played a fair amount of Wario Woods. Weirdly enough, in Animal Crossing,
There you go.
yeah, like that, I feel like that was my first like introduction to that game, which is so strange.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I definitely think I'll play through that one, which I'm happy about.
Right. So yeah, we haven't played through much more of Metroid at all. Brock's been out of the country doing his thing.
Doing my thing. Yeah.
Yeah. World traveler.
I've been doing anything possible to not play Metroid is what I've been doing.
That's what I've been getting to think.
I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I've been playing Breath of the Wild on Master Mode. I haven't done it in a while, but it's been fun. I get killed a lot, but
Yeah, I'm sure after your explanation earlier, that is fun for you.
Yeah. Constricting them,
Okay.
rendering them useless.
But it's
Was it harder than you remember? Like, what is it better? Is it more fun? Or is the difficulty just ramped up? Are you having to play it in any different ways?
I mean, I think I'm just avoiding monsters more. I'm starting to get to a point where I'm not as scared of engaging with some of the monsters. I'm starting to get better weapons, but like, it's a little scary when you step out of the cave and there's just like black bokoblins just hanging out and you're naked and alone in the woods. So
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
happens.
Yeah, I mean, same. But yeah, no, it's not too much different. Just like more strategizing when it comes to killing off monsters. So
Have you felt that it was just kind of a we'll make this harder by upping the difficulty of enemies and that's it? Or was there some effort put into it as far as like creating the master mode, or does it seem like a low effort, master mode, if you get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I feel like it's really just let's amp up the monsters difficulties. It's not really that hard. Like you still get the same amounts of food. Like I know in Skyward Sword you didn't get heart plants or anything. You still get plenty of food and stuff like that. So it's really not that much different.
I
Fair
feel like with Breath of the Wild too, like it almost loses some of its difficulty because like if you have food at any time, you can just press start and completely pause the game and eat to get up to full health, which is like different than a lot of other Zeldas. Like in Skyward Sword, there's no method of doing that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't played Master Mode, but that's kind of the impression that I got. It's just like where there was one difficulty of monster, they replace it with just the next step up.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's if you're playing through it again and you're like kind of a seasoned player, then I think it's a good kind of next progression.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, in the first area, like it's mostly blue and black bokoblins, and then once you get out, it's mostly like black and white creatures. So I really don't think you see any of like the base level difficulty monsters. So it's just like a little bit harder, and that's it.
Sounds terrible.
I did notice though that when you were playing it, there was floating enemies, which is new.
Oh yeah, that's true. There are a lot more floating. Well, I don't think there were any floating platforms in the normal mode. Maybe
Yeah,
there
not
were.
that I noticed.
Yeah, and some of them I don't even know how you get up to them, honestly. But probably with Rivali scale, that probably helps. But a lot of them will have, I think all of them actually have chests on them, so you get rewards if you defeat them. So, and you can either just like take down the balloon or the Octorok or whatever they're called, or you can jump atop them and kill off the monster. Yeah.
Right. Fair enough. Are those just randomly placed, or
Yeah, pretty
That's-
much. They're just all over the place. So,
Fair enough. I'd
Are you
like a
gonna play
master.
through the DLC, Brock?
I'm
I
getting
still
there.
haven't beaten that.
I'm still trying to beat Pokemon while I've got Smash out. I'm
That's
behind
true.
again.
There's just a lot of games you could be playing.
I think I've got the first like 4 months of next year to finish all this stuff.
True. We got like the holiday rush of games, and now there's like this is kind of like the lull where no new games are coming out.
Right.
Yeah, you say that a week after Smash comes out. I'm
Yep.
bored.
I'm not saying I'm bored.
Next episode is also Smash, and then maybe the next half of the next episode.
Yeah,
and
Smash
then
and then Smash.
Yeah.
One thing that kind of surprised me that came out recently was Stardew Valley co-op
Oh, yeah.
update.
We should not talk about that and talk about
We
that.
should talk about that. We should talk about how you should get Stardew Valley and play with us and make a farm.
Not today, but it's probably going to happen.
Do
Excellent.
it. Do it.
I need to beat
It's so
Pokemon.
good.
I need to beat things.
Okay, beat that and then buy it and make a farm with us.
Or you could buy it for me, and I'll just start right now.
All right, cool. I'm on
That's
it.
true. It is Christmas. It's the giving season, so.
Yeah.
We're
Perfect.
making enough ad revenue from this, right? I should get my share.
Yeah, right. All those things.
Yeah.
Well, any
Next-
other big
next-
things you guys want to hit on?
I got nothing.
I want to go play Smash.
I got nothing. I want to go constrict some things into a ball.
Okay.
Minneapolis.
I want to go Power Trip.
It's very relaxing for me. It's very
Oh,
stress
God.
relieving.
Blink twice if you're okay. Not okay.
I can't not blink. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's gonna do it for us. You can always find us at all things Fourshade, FOURSHADE. We're on. You can ask us questions at Fourshade Studios at gmail.com. You can check out all of our stuff on our website, FourshadeStudios.com. You know, just go on all those social medias. Check us out. That's gonna do it for us. Episode 5 is over. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.